What's going on, everybody? My name is Machiavelli, and this last few weeks been crazy bad for Drake. We had the clips and Kendrick Lamar hopping on stage. Gonna make another video about that. We've had so many updates on the lawsuit situation. Drake appeared on family court. That's like, he's just proving everything Kendrick said, and it's not looking bright for him at all. But one thing that's circulating online is, people want to boycott Drake's release. And I get it why they're saying that, and there's some motive behind that, but is it taking it too far? That's what we're gonna discuss in this video. Please leave a like and subscribe, man. It really helps a lot. And basically, Drake has been releasing singles. They've been varied, like the What Did I Miss and the Which One record. They couldn't be more different from each other, to be honest. Like, the Which One is like a dance hall, Central C's on it. What Did I Miss is trap, you know what I'm saying? Got hip hop drums, and it's like, bro, different accents. It's like, bro, what are you trying to do? And I think he's trying to test the waters first, because he want to see what the people connect with, so he could craft the album and curate it with what people want to hear, and that way the sales are gonna go up. That's what my view on it is. And I think that's also tied into the Amazon, whole warehouse shop thing that he had going on, because this guy, he's basically wanted to do like what Travis Scott has done before in the past, and that's bundle sales, and it's been a very common strategy for a while to boost the sales up. And it's so important for Drake, because that's the whole image of Drake. That's the type of people that Drake connects with, or connect with Drake's music, is people that just focus on the superficial, on the sales, on the numbers, on the followers, on who has the biggest collabs, who makes the most money. That's the type of people that value Drake. They also value the money, the status, the superficial things, how much star power you got, how many followers you got, instead of actually focusing on the music. So if you manage to make an album that makes good sales, then your fans are gonna go around with you, say like, hey, Drake's going #1, Drake's back, Drake, he never left, he's here at the top of the game. And of course, they're gonna run with that discourse, and Drake wants that. He wants to cater to his fans, to his fans wants. And I think that doing the Amazon thing is super intelligent if you want to go the strategy to make more sales and bundling through merch and then giving it up. Because the thing is, the only way that will work out is if you deliver the product the day of the release of the album. And Amazon, their delivery system is impeccable, bro. They work on the weekends. You order something today, you get it tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? That's how efficient Amazon is. So if you bundle it through them, the cut has always been known, like a known fact for businesses. Going through Amazon is a way worse deal than actually opening your own website and making the transactions through there. Because Amazon takes a huge cut. It's like 40% or 30% or even more than that. I don't know, but it's a very huge percent of the sales that you get. So you are basically operating breaking even or even at a loss if you go through Amazon. So if Drake is doing that, he's not doing it for the money. He's doing it because other reasons. Why would you want your merch in there? He always had a website. Why are you going through Amazon now? But he wants just to make sure. I think that's my theory. He really wants to get the sales, and he wants to bundle it with the merch so he gets delivered and he gets the sales up. Now, in terms of the boycott, that's the biggest enemy Drake could have. Because if the streamers come together and they say we're not gonna react to the album, that hinders the sales. There was this streamer called Jalopy Bunga, something like that. He made the video about it. He was the one that sparked the fire and sparked the discussion, and everybody else started saying we're not gonna cover it. I'm for him. And it's like, even though he's a small YouTuber and the other reactors around him are kind of small, they are not an Aiden Ross, they're not an XQC, they don't have millions of people following them. Some might have 20k, 100k, 200k, 50k. They spread all over, but there's a lot. Most people watching might not know who Jalopy is, but the people that matter, the streamers, they know who he is. They know the players in the game. So if they get the message, they get the video, their fan bases of all these reactors are not gonna get shown the Iceman album. people are not going to go and listen to the album themselves, because there's a lot of audiences and there's millions of people watching reaction videos. If the reaction videos don't exist, then the people are not gonna, it's promo basically. When you react to something, you're basically promoting it for the other person. But now you cut back on the promotion and you cut back on the amount of eyeballs that are going to listen to your music, and that's going to hinder your sales because not much people are going to listen. The streams go down, sales go down, and your goal of being number one doesn't exist anymore, bro. It completely shatters. And that's what I believe the reason why they called it for the media blackout. And I mean, from a hip-hop fan's perspective, from somebody who likes 90s music all the way till now, hip-hop has changed a lot. It's been, the values in the culture since the 90s have changed so much until today. So before it was beef, it was respect, it was, we cannot sound like each other. It's about identity, it's about everybody having their own individual sound, it's about the territory, the West, the South, the East Coast. It's all about it, and it's been gradually being, lost throughout the years. People didn't sing before in hip-hop. Now everybody's doing autotune, everybody's singing, everybody's doing more melodical shit. You know what I'm saying? It's lost its culture. Before it was who has the best lyrics, now it's who has the most followers, or who has the best outfit, or who has, the most streams on Spotify. It's now like that. The priorities and the values have changed. And Drake is the embodiment of all of that. You know what I'm saying? Drake grabbed hip-hop, blew itself up, and now he's doing other shit. You know what I'm saying? He messed up the whole culture, and that's why I think people are calling it out. And I'm all for it because I'm a hip-hop fan, bro. And I love that period of time, early 90s all the way to like the mid 2000s, 2010s, like almost at the start of the 2010s. That was an amazing time for rap, bro. If you were, if you grew up on that time, I envy you. You know what I'm saying? I grew up during 2015, the trap era. It was cool, but it wasn't that. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers went to the record store, got the Mobb Deep album, they got JC, Nas, Wu-Tang, bro. You know what I'm saying? You pull up to a club and you hear that shit. I would in my glory, man. But I would like hip-hop to go back to that, to its more conservative, to its more cultural aware, of everybody having their own sound, everybody, having their own identity, telling their own message. The industry landscape right now is so different, but that's where I wanted to be. And as we see titles like Drake falling out, then that's evidence that whatever Drake was doing is not working anymore, and we're reverting back to what used to work. That's the nice thing that's going on right now. And that's why I think that people are trying to boycott Drake. And I mean, people are going to listen to the album regardless. Like, Drake is huge. He's not going to go away. He's going to be number one or within the biggest artists of all the, around the world, because people are casual listeners. Most people are not hip hop, die-hard hip hop fans. You know what I'm saying? And it's completely fine. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be a rap listener, like hardcore. You know what I'm saying? If you enjoy Drake, cool. And what Drake is doing right now, I think is the right move, and it's rebranding. Drake shouldn't rap anymore. This album, I don't want to hear any rap. Like, for Drake's sake, he shouldn't be making rap. You know what I'm saying? Even though I think he's a good rapper, he used to have, the If You're Reading This Is Too Late mixtape. I think it's phenomenal. But I think he shouldn't make that anymore. He should completely move lanes. He should completely do R&B, dancehall, whatever accent thing you got going on. Do that. Don't do hip hop. And that's what I think he should, target right now in this album. And yeah, man. Basically, I get why these streamers are going that direction, because Drake messed the culture up. He's suing somebody over a diss. That's a problem, because that's you cutting the freedom of speech of rap. And it's always been a genre that you speak your mind and you speak what you think and you are real. Now you cannot be that, because it's now legal consequences. Why would a label want to push that message out if it's going to offend somebody? If it's going to hurt somebody's feelings, and he's going to sue, and then suing costs lawyers and money and reputation. And all of that involves a financial cost, and at the end of the day, it's an industry. It's a business. So it doesn't make any sense promoting music that's going to hurt somebody else that could go and take legal action because of that hurt. You know what I'm saying? And it loses the whole point of the culture. You're completely castrating it. And that's what Drake's doing, and that's what it sends the example to everybody. After this, rap beefs are not going to be the same, bro. I mean, it's on level with Biggie and Pac. Of course, they didn't die. The Biggie and Pac beef, they both ended up dying, but I think this one's a close second. It ended up suing, it ended up killing an essential part of hip-hop. And that's why I think it's reasonable why people are boycotting the Drake album. I'll still listen to it, I'll still probably comment on it, but I get why these people are not, promoting it that much. Reactors have huge audiences, so I get why they would do it, so they don't, you know, they don't promote the album. I think that, I know I do commentary. I just talk about the things that are going on. I don't promote the music. I don't react to it. I don't review it. I just say what's going on in the landscape, behind the scenes, or what's going on, the context to provide for the music. But yeah, man, I really believe, you know, is it going too far? The points that are being said are so real. They're so important, and Drake really has little, you know, motive to be supported now. He's acting like a complete, you know, goof, like a cornball. I cannot support him, to be honest. But is it going too far? We could say that. You know, we don't play nobody's downfall. But if you're harming somebody else, then if you're harming hip hop, you're harming the culture, then, you know, we should stand on business. And I think it's the right move. You know what I'm saying? It's completely understandable, and we just gotta see the outcome of it, bro. And yeah, man, you know, we don't know when this album's coming out. Probably this year, next year. He's probably gonna do a little more testing. The 2 singles have dropped are absolute garbage. I don't like them at all. They didn't chart. The ones that popped in the chart, which one was like a week, next week it dropped down. Not in the top 10, nowhere to be seen. Nobody's playing that shit. But yeah, man, I really want to see what the album does. I don't know if it's probably gonna go #1, but I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see if it flops. That's gonna be the breaking point for Drake, man. But yeah, man, we gotta wait for that, and I'll keep you guys tuned. Any more updates on this situation? It's really fun time for hip hop. It's really a good time to be a hip hop fan, and I'll see you guys in the next video. One.